body it just goes through a weird psychological sauna. It's like the only way I can explain it.
I hear you on the psychological sauna. It's you go through something deeply unpleasant, but you get through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You live.
It's a cool thing.
Oh man, the visceral reaction of my body to like the bombing on stage, and you're bombing, and the audience knows you're bombing, and you just look like the decision of, do I stop and acknowledge this? Do I just like keep like pushing through, or do I like, hey, so this is going like shit right now. What do you think? Like, why don't we skip to another thing? Like, I've done
just
both.
Sit down on stage, and you're like, guys.
I've done like, and sometimes that's like the best call, to just like break the ice and break the fourth wall and just be like, wow, this is terrible. And sometimes that works with GMing too. If you're like, hey, does anyone else here feel like this isn't working? And then the people are like, yeah, like, no, yeah, this isn't really
Unless
vibing.
you prepped it, and then you got to go through. Like, you can't break that wall.
Yeah, because
that is not a rule.
Prep is immutable.
No, I think that's important.
That's true.
Like, prep is not death, as long as you don't stay chained to it like, like it's like a must. Like, if you prep something and you're willing to like pivot, like, then it's not death anymore. Like, it's you're able to change it up. You're able to like work with it and make it flow. Maybe salvage pieces of that pie. Like, okay, hey, the filling's great. Stay away from the crust. It'll probably kill you. But like I don't know. I feel like there's like a happy medium.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
In worst case scenario, is not that bad.
I wrote a song one time. I spent so much time on the song. I wrote it with my best friend. We were so excited. It was going to be amazing. We like get up there to sing it the first time with our band. And it was just like, we're like ready. We're like, yeah. And we start singing and like playing, and the whole group's into it. And the audience is just statues. Like, not even not even the, oh wow, this is bad.
It was. I mean, it could have been worse.
It was actually supposed to be a funny song about
the song
pirates.
With the organ, but
yeah,
the whole statue thing.
No, it was a Ren Fair song about like sex and pirates. It was supposed to be very funny, and we thought it was hilarious, and we were the only people on the planet who thought it was hilarious. And yeah, it's just
it's intense.
It is, especially when you do that much prep, I guess.
Yeah, that's right. What's the worst, right? What's the worst that can happen? I love asking myself, what's the worst that can happen if this session doesn't go well?
What would be the worst that could happen if you did no prep? There you go. Try it.
That is a good question.
It's a little harder.
What is the worst that could happen?
I mean, it would have been not as bad, and
it would reform the way that you function at the table.
Yeah,
which is the only thing I'm asking.
Yes, no, 100%. Thanks for bringing it back to like what we're actually talking about.
Oh yeah, I mean, we could talk about Artem shitting and pissing himself more. Like, go for it. Like,
that's all I did,
that was my
folks.
take home from that moth story. I was
That's
like, he shit himself on stage.
I shit and pissed and I bombed.
Yeah,
okay.
I assumed it was metaphorical since we were like heavy in the metaphors, but I'm not going to ask for
not anymore.
Okay. Mailbag
much like
number 3.
The Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Yes. Entirely true. Entirely real. Zero metaphor.
Roger Rabbit. Okay. Last email. Would you like to read it? From the archive,
yes,
2018.
Absolutely. All right. Number 3, from the archive. Ooh, so it's bringing on the pressure. Hey, Jackers. This is more a funny moment at the table that I thought I'd try and share with you. It's neither a horror nor a success story, though I thought that it was a success story at first. We recently wrapped up our Wearing the Cape superhero RPG powered by Fate. I decided that the game needed to end with some significant deaths and a couple big cliffhangers to give the campaign some gravitas. There was an attack made on their base by what was essentially an evil Ultraman, who crushed the headquarters and caused all kinds of damage before he was stopped. As a result, one of the main NPCs, the government administrator of the group, was killed in the falling building. The next session, we had a funeral for that NPC. I read a carefully prepared statement by one of the other NPCs, a retired hero named Sparrow, who went through the administrator's life and achievements. Through my soliloquy, I noticed one of my players, we'll call him Joe, because that's his name, Steve, was cheering up. I
Oh.
dove into my performance, convinced that I had them all gripped, and this was really touching Joe. By the end, Joe was wiping tears from his face, and everyone was left speechless. Victory, right? No, not really. About 2 hours later, during a break, Joe told me that his cat allergies were really bothering him and that he was going to have to switch to the other side of the table, away from the cat tree. I told everyone at the table that I thought he was really touched by the role playing. Joe responded by saying, "Nah, I never really gave a shit about Colburn. Good speech, though." Cue the uproarious laughter at the GM's expense.
That's right.
Anyway, we've moved on to Mutant Year Zero, and we're really loving it. I'm still applying all the tenets of good GMing as laid out by the Happy Jack's Prep is Death RPG podcast. Continued, thanks to the podcast and all that you do. David from Tampa.
Oh.
Incredible.
Yep.
Look, use what they give you.
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
hilarious.
Again, this is so funny to me that people keep, this was a terrible playtest. Oh, this is humiliation. Like, he misread a cue and poured himself into something and delivered and felt satisfied about it. To be like, oh, you didn't give a shit. But he felt so much pressure. He felt pressure to deliver this performance because it was the end and he has all these plans, all this prep. I mean, for lack of a better term, let's call it prep. And he really poured himself into it. I bet that monologue was great. I bet it was. I bet you were great, Tampa.
I mean,
I heard was good speech. The
Yeah.
rest of the
Right.
email just kind of
100%.
flowed over me.
Archive. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's hilarious because I'm so allergic to cats. That's like that is literally
That's the only
almost
reason
happened.
Timmy picked this.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, the cat one. I love those bastards.
I've sat there, like, especially when we first started gaming at Jason's house, and his dog, like, would be on the furniture. Like, I'd be, like, in the corner trying not to sit on anything with upholstery and, like, taking a bunch of allergy meds and still, like, tearing up sometimes.
I like to imagine that Joe's lying and that he really was like overcome, but he just couldn't admit it. It's
That's
like,
good
no, it's just allergies. I don't care about Colbert. Stop.
No, he was shitting and pissing himself, and he just didn't want to admit it.
Yeah.
That was the problem.
That's how.
Can we exit that particular ongoing joke?
Absolutely. We'll go back to the tunes. You got it.
All right. I think we're good for this evening. That's a great X to end on.
Woo.
And hopefully David from Tampa still listens. If you do, let us know. It's super fun. All right. Thank you for joining us for season 34, episode 14 of the Happy Jacks RPG podcast. We are neutral, unprepped. Do it if you want. Do it not if you don't. Don't like Grim Talk. Okay. Please support our amazing indie designer of the month, Steve D. Him from Tin Star Games. You can find his stuff at tinstargames.itch.io or tinstargames.com. Thank you to our chat mod, James V. And to our honestly, truly amazing Patreons who keep us ad-free and independent. You can join their amazing ranks at happyjacks.org/Patreon. Just want to say for a minute, patrons, I've gotten some awesome messages from you in the last few days, and I see you and I appreciate you so much. So heart hands for all of you so much. My name is Kimmy.
I am Artam.
I'm Graham.
I'm Rose. I'm Rose, and I lost the staring contest.
Yeah, it's fine. All right, we are leaving you with a song today. It is called Prickle Holly Bush. It's a traditional song by the Merry Wives of Windsor. You can find that and all their other music at MWOW.net. Thank you all so much, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
And if ever I get out of the prickle holly bush, I'll never go in there anymore. Come slack your horse, cries Joan. Come slack it for a while, for I think I see my silver to set me free, or to save my body from the cold jail walls and my neck from the high gallows tree. I've no gold, I've no silver to set you free, for I have come for to see thee hang along the high gallows tree. Oh, the prickle holly bush, it breaks, it breaks, it breaks my heart full sore. And if ever I get out of the prickle holly bush, I'll never go in there anymore. Come slack your horse, cries Joan, come slack it for a while, for I think I see my sister dear riding over yonder stile. Did you bring gold? Did you bring silver to set me free, or to save my body from the cold jail walls and my neck from the high gallows tree? I've no gold, I've no silver to set you free, for I have come for to see thee hang along the high gallows tree. For the prickle holly bush, it breaks, it breaks, it breaks my heart full sore. And if ever I get out of the prickle holly bush, I'll never go in there anymore. Come slack your horse, cries Joan, come slack it for a while, for I think I see my true love dear riding over yonder stile. Did you bring gold? Did you bring silver to set me free, or to save my body from the cold jail walls and my neck from the high gallows tree? I brought gold, I brought silver to set you free, for I've not come to see thee hang along the high gallows tree. Oh, the prickle holly bush, it breaks, it breaks, it breaks my heart full sore. And now that I'm out of the prickle holly bush, I'll never go in there anymore. Oh, the prickle holly bush, it breaks, it breaks, it breaks my heart full sore. And now that I'm out of the prickle holly bush, I'll never go in there anymore.